The choice to downsize your home is a big decision to make with so many things to take into consideration. I have Paul Ackerman joining me this morning, realtor with RE/MAX Realty Professionals, and his very adorable little pooch here, Desmond. Good morning. Thanks for coming in today.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're talking about downsizing, and you recently did this yourself. So tell me about how that experience was.
Well, I've been a realtor for 8 years, but I hadn't moved for 18. And you forget, it's quite the process.
Yeah.
So
what should you be thinking of when you're making a move like this?
I think there's a number of things. I think planning is huge. You cannot overplan that kind of move. And I think I totally underestimated how long it takes to pack a house up and how much stuff. You know, over the years you accumulate stuff, and it takes time to decide what you're going to do with all that stuff. Are you going to take it to your new place? Are you going to throw it out? Are you going to gift it? What are you going to do? And what you don't want to be doing is what we ended up doing, is having gym equipment that hadn't been used for years, moving out the day before we moved. Like, that's ridiculous, right? We should have done a much better job of planning our whole process.
If you could go back in time and reinvent that timeline of when to start maybe that decluttering process, when would you start for maybe the folks at home that maybe are just starting to think about downsizing?
I think honestly, you can't start that piece too soon. Mm-hmm. You really can't, because most of us have way more items in our home than we really need. And if you're downsizing and you're going something that maybe is 40 or 50% less, you obviously have to make a lot of decisions. And also there's an emotional component to this too, right? We all like our stuff, right? And you can't necessarily, it's not just a 10-minute process. I'll take this, I won't take that.
Right. Let's talk about the market in general right now. What are you seeing when it comes to trends here, and what should buyers and sellers be mindful of?
So I think the trend, the very obvious trend right now, is that we have a lot of inventory in the market. And so the plus side is, for a buyer, if you're a buyer, you have lots of choice. You have a lot of properties that you can look at. If you're on the selling side, if you want your property to be the one that sells, you have to be realistic with your pricing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's fair to say that most of the deals that I've seen go through lately, people are ending up selling for less than what they think they should be selling for. But the flip side of that is it allows them to get to the next move or to the next place. And I think that sometimes people have to put the financial side to the side and say, okay, what does this allow me to do?
It's always a bit of a dance, for sure. I mean, if you're a person listening at home right now that's interested in buying, you might be getting a little excited from what you said. But what would you recommend for them?
On the buying side, you don't need to rush, but also know that a lot of buyers currently think that they're going to get a smoking hot deal. Mm-hmm. And it's possible, you might, but ultimately it depends on the seller's motivation. So just because there's a lot of inventory out there doesn't mean that you're going to be able to come in 10% less than asking price and secure the property.
I guess the overall message, temper your expectations, whether you're a buyer or a seller right now.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for coming in today, Paul. Always some great advice from you about the realty market. And Desmond, of course, welcome back anytime.
I know, I thought I'd make your morning. Thank you.
Of course, if you want more information, head on over to Paul Ackerman's website, paulackerman.ca.